All right. Fucking microphone. Fucking mic is shit, but I'm not. At least not yet. That's Nothing for Nothing. It is Cinderella right here on your classic metal show. We also played some Love Hate in there with Don't Fuck With Me from, what was that on? Wasted in America, I believe. And reasons behind that are very clear. And instantly I see Amy from Amy Rocks in the chat room. I also see, stunningly, Tony from Kansas City in the chat room. Both of them being there made me, of course, think of the Monsters of Rock cruise. Now, I know a lot of you want to go on that cruise, and a lot of you can't afford to go on that cruise. And I was supposed to go on that cruise last year. I made some promises to a lot of people, two of them I just named, that, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'll be out there. 2013, I'll be out there in April, man. I'll be cruising. And sure as shit, that did not happen. Ugh, fucking sucked. And boy, did Amy especially beat me up. I took quite the beating for being a liar on that one. But 2014 is fast approaching. I believe the cruise this year is like the last week of March, first week of April, somewhere in there. And I am definitely going this year. No bullshitting, no tying myself to some chick, and if this chick wants to go, then I can go, and yeah, no. This year I am absolutely going to go on this cruise. I'm going to go solo so that, Lord knows, somebody wants to go, they can go, but I'm not tying my plans this year to somebody else, you know, because that makes really fucking no sense. I am going to definitely go this year by myself. And this year's cruise, they've started announcing bands. I'm told there's like 20 more to announce. And I don't even need the 20 more, to be honest. I mean, from the lineup that I have seen, it looks like a fucking killer time. I'll read the list. Tesla, Rat, Cinderella, Kicks, Winger, Y&T, Firehouse Slaughter, the Winery Dogs, which is probably the best band on the whole goddamn cruise. I don't know if people are familiar with that, but that is... Billy Sheehan and Mike Portnoy and Richie Kotzen singing and playing guitar on that. That band fucking kills. Maybe we'll play some of that album tonight, too, because that is really a good record. London Choir Boys are going to be out there at 7 o'clock. Time for the fucking party, baby. Jake E. Lee coming out of his cave with his new band, the Red Dragon Cartel. Roudness will be there doing Hang Tough. I'm sure they'll play that. Dangerous Toys. Doro, Great White, Quiet Riot, Carl Palmer's ELP Legacy. Oof. How about that? Emerson, Lake, and Palmer with Carl Palmer and a bunch of guys replacing dead guys. Sounds fun. Faster Pussycat doing the Hitler thing. Love Hate will be there, which is probably the only reason myself and Amy will be there. Femme Fatale, Rough Cut with Paul Shortino. Tough, I believe, with my man Billy Morris will be there. Taiketo's playing, Charm City Devils, Mike Tramp from White Lion, Eric Martin from Mr. Big, John Karabi, whose acoustic solo album is just fucking phenomenal, Joel Hawkstra from Night Ranger, as Amy informed me earlier this week, Ron Keel, the great Ron Keel, Richie Kotzen, who of course is in the Winery Dogs as well, the Moby Dicks, which features Vince Neil, people from Vince Neil's band, and Whitesnake and Foreigner, and I think Lynch Mob. The Iron Maidens. We'll get some Iron Maiden tribute out there. I don't know who Heavy Mellow is, but they'll be there. Cheap Thrill, no idea. And DJ Will from That Metal Show and from KNEC. So that's what's been announced so far. Now, I don't know about you, but, you know, I love this kind of music. It just looks fucking great. You know, I mean, let's face it. This music is, you know, it's over. We know it's over. It's not like any of us are sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for the next fucking Rough Cut record. But we still love the past. We still love these tunes. And that has a lot to do with just the quality of tunes that these guys wrote back in the day. You know, just the music itself was so much better than the fucking garbage that's written today. And it's why these tours last. I mean, think about 20 years from now. Is there anybody that's going to be, you know, paying thousands of dollars to go see the Papa Roach Cruise or the, you know, whatever, 3 Days Grace or, you know, any of these bands? I don't think so. You know, I just think that this music had such an influence in the 80s, and to be perfectly honest, I think it's the last big musical push, because, I mean, what came after it? Korn and Deftones and that stuff? Good stuff. I love that stuff personally, but it certainly didn't have some kind of a major impact. You know, not like the 80s, that whole 80s vibe did. You know, so, you know, it's just a good thing, and since Rocklahoma sold out for doing it in the country, might as well get on a boat and do it out of the country, right? So, Monsters of Rock Cruise 2014. Those are the bands that have been announced. Looks like March 29th to April 2nd are the dates. I have no idea where this thing is going to, and really, I don't even give a fuck where it's going to. I honestly, I mean, yeah, I'll get off the boat when we land on whatever island, whether it's Nassau or Bahamas or where the fuck it is. You know, I mean, I'll get off the boat and look around and, you know, try and scam somebody who'll scam me worse. But ultimately, it's just going to be a fun time full of a lot of cool bands and a lot of cool music and a lot of drinking. And music and drinking. What else do I do? So, yeah. So, Monsters of Rock Cruise is coming up, and that's why I played a couple of those tunes. Sammy Hagar was in there by request. That was something very, very rare. That was good stuff there. What was that? Both Sides Now. Good stuff. Acoustic. It's not released anywhere, but I sort of got a copy from somewhere. So, yeah. So that's what we're doing tonight. It is your Classic Metal Show. It's me, Chris Aiken. I am doing this alone tonight. Neely's doing some things, I guess, with Veronica from Benedictum. And, you know, I just posted a very interesting photo of Neely and Veronica over at the CMS Facebook. That's facebook.com/thecms. Facebook.com/thecms. Apparently, it looks like Veronica must have dropped a contact or something, and Neely's helping her find it, I guess. You know, it looks like it just dropped down on her... Well, I guess on her top, and Neely's, you know, nose deep looking for it. So I'm seeing these pictures as they come in, and I'm not blaming my man at all for not coming here to do this fucking show. Not even a little bit. But you know, it's definitely fun to be doing the show tonight. Neely's not going to be with us. I mean, he's going to be calling in, and he told me that maybe Eric A.K. will be calling in later from Flotsam, and he might call in with James Rivera from not Vicious Rumors, Hellstar, and you know, Veronica, I'm sure will come back in as well. So we're going to have fun. That's all I'm going to say. I've got some stories to tell of the last couple of weeks since we didn't do the show live last week. There's all kinds of stuff that we will definitely get into. You know, I didn't do a good job opening the show when we started, so I will kind of... Yeah, we're an hour in, but so what? I can still tell you what's coming up tonight. Queensryche vocalist Todd La Torre. Queensryche's new album is now out. The Queensryche without Jeff Tate. Queensryche's self-titled release. Out now on Century Media Records. Todd La Torre, I actually caught up with during the week. I'm sure a couple of you saw the quote... that he gave me about, you know, that he doesn't feel that Jeff's version is actually Queensryche. Sure didn't mind seeing that come out. Thank you. Thank you for putting us in the press, Todd. Appreciate it. But I did a great interview with Todd, nonetheless. So we will be playing that interview in about an hour. We'll be playing that. We'll be playing some brand new Queensryche as well. And... that's all we're doing as far as that goes. I honestly have no topics, but I'll figure some out. Phone lines are open, believe it or not. Neely, even though he is not here, we figured out a way to finagle the phone so that I can take the phone calls. Phone number is still the same, 800-497-5891. That's 800-497-5891. And I'm going to be honest. You guys call, we're going to be talking for a while. So if you have something you want to talk about in long form, bring it, because... talking to the microphone, yeah, I can do it all day and night because I never shut the fuck up. But, you know, it'll be a lot more interesting if we can interact together. I know the guys from Maximum Threshold are going to be calling in at some point just to kind of shoot the shit and see what's going on. You know, those guys, as I told you guys a couple weeks ago, had a lot of fun with those guys when I was out at Rock on the Range. Michael and Dom from Maximum Threshold, awesome guys. I hate that they compete against us because I would love it if we were just kind of doing like a back-to-back type of a thing where we could certainly share. But, oh, here we go. Here's a call. Oh, they hung up. Sorry. But, you know, we will have those guys on tonight so that we can talk to them, see what those guys are up to, and just kind of shoot the shit and kill time. And I see somebody mentioning here that I'm crashing on the streets of metal. Well, it's the streets of rock and roll, Raider Snake. And, yeah, I am crashing on the streets of rock and roll once again. Not sure when it's going to be, but I handed in another episode to my good friend Ron Keel. So I will be featured on the streets of rock and roll once again, doing another show. And it looks like, I don't know for sure, but it looks like I'm probably going to be doing 4 to 5 episodes of the streets of rock and roll throughout the summer. Ron and I have had some conversations, and he's really deeply involved right now in his new album, which is called Metal Cowboy. And, you know, with that, he's busy. He doesn't have time to do a show. And I can obviously crank these things out like nothing. So I'm certainly more than willing to help Ron and reach out to his audience and hopefully bring 2 or 3 people along the way over to our audience, because maybe some of his people like profanity. I don't know. But yeah, I will be doing that. There's a new one coming out. It's going to feature the a piece of the interview that I did with John Oliva, that Neely and I both did with John Oliva a couple weeks ago. Dug out some nuggets from that one, and a lot of cool music and stuff. So if you are into me doing clean radio, you can check that out. You can go to ronkeel.com. I think it's /radio show, and you can see when I'm going to be on, or better yet, you can just tune in every week, because it is a good show, even when I'm not on it. I mean, I actually enjoy it. So, you know, I will be doing that, and something else that is coming soon to the Classic Metal Show, or to the network, probably not to the show as much as to the network, but my old Cleveland friends will remember that I did some commercial radio for 12 years here on WMMS and on WKRK or XRK or whatever the fuck it was, 92.3 here in town, a show simply called The Metal Show. And doing that show, my old partner Matt, the Warlock Wardlaw, he used to record the show every week. And he's actually getting ready to get married, so he's cleaning up his house and doing a bunch of that kind of shit. And he came across about 100 or so episodes of The Metal Show. So him and I were talking, and he's been sending me a lot of clips back and forth of some of the funnier shit that we used to do on the show. Like Get Gayer for Slayer was one of the contests we did, where we had guys come in and be as faggy as they could and hit on our intern Jeremy for a chance to meet Slayer. You know, stuff like that. Stuff that was absolutely embarrassing as shit and got us in trouble with publicists and management and everything else. So we're trying to put together some best of clips, and then Matt and I have talked about maybe doing a 4-hour show, maybe even once a quarter, with some of the best of the Metal Show stuff, where we're going to get together and we'll do a live show, and then we'll play clips and do that kind of stuff too. So we're working on that. I'm working on the fan party, which we've talked about many times here on the Classic Metal Show before. We're pretty set on a date yet. I'm just not quite ready to announce it, because I'm trying to get a band to play in my backyard, to be honest. I'm trying to make it ridiculously big. But it's looking like mid-August. Certainly all the locals, you know, Jackal 1 and MOL and Kurgan and whatnot will certainly be here, or at least I'm assuming they'll be here, as well as, you know, I'm told that Kim in Chicago may come. I'm told that some other people may come. I've actually had a conversation with one of our listeners about flying her in to come out and hang with that. And so, yeah, we're talking about really having a good time at the fan party, and it's going to be just like we've said. It's going to be a party that starts at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to get shit-faced, and by 9 o'clock, we're going to turn the microphones on, and whatever the fuck happens is whatever the fuck happens. So it might be train wreck radio with a capital train. But we'll see. I don't know what that's going to actually end up being, but it's going to be fun because that's all I sort of know how to do. So we're doing that, and I actually had an offer today. This is yet another kind of on the menu type thing. I look at Time and Ryan. Ian Hunter will play Chris's backyard. That's funny. I had an offer today about doing a live broadcast in August, the end of August, broadcasting a slaughter show. And I like the idea of that, to be honest. Slaughter's going to be here at the very end of August. And we were offered to come in and do our show from the Slaughter Show and broadcast the show and broadcast the other bands that are playing and whatnot. So, yeah, we might be doing that as well. And, what else can I share? There's also a chance, depending on if mine and somebody else's collective bid comes through, of a CMS night out from Akron, Ohio with Steel Panther. So, now that I don't have a wife, I can spend my money any way I want to, and one of the ways I want to is to have a big-ass fucking fan party at a club with Steel Panther. So that is in the works. I don't know if our bid is going to be accepted or not, but we will see how that goes. So, yeah, there is, I know we have been, spotty lately as far as doing the show live. And to be honest, I ain't going to be here next week. I don't know if me and Neely are going to record something during the week or not, but next week I got a wedding to go to. So Neely might be doing this. He might be doing exactly what I'm doing tonight, which is talking to you guys solo next week. But I ain't going to be here. I'll tell you that now. I'm going to be partying. But believe it or not, even though we've been very spotty in the last month or two as far as live shows, we do have a lot going on, and there's a lot coming up. And so never fear, the Classic Metal Show is going to keep on rolling and keep getting bigger and stronger than ever. So, yeah, we're rocking it, man. Hope you guys are digging it. So anyway, I don't think I want to talk a whole bunch quite yet. I know we got Todd Latore in a little while, and right now I just want to play some tunes. So why don't we do that? Let me see. What can I play that will be fun? All right, well, we're going to do some Queensryche tonight. So why don't we play a little bit of Queensryche right now? This one, I'm going to play some Tate stuff first. How about if we play what is my favorite tune ever by Queensryche? And this will probably surprise a bunch of you because it's a mellow tune. I've said this before on the show. It is definitely my favorite tune. It's mellow, but it definitely has a lot of meaning, and it kind of almost has more meaning since my dad died in March. But because it's a tune about your dad, and it's about not meeting obligations and whatnot. I'm certainly not saying that as much as I'm saying that I spent a long time not talking to my old man. So there was a lot of time where this song really felt real. It doesn't feel so real anymore to me, but there were a lot of years where it did. And it is definitely my favorite tune that Queensryche ever did. It's the deepest tune I think they ever wrote. This one is from Promised Land, and the name of the tune is simply called Bridge. It is brand old Queensryche right here on your Classic Metal... Your Classic Metal Show.